Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial for Pretty Dashboard. Today we are going to be talking about how to send someone a file after they've opted into a form or they have purchased some sort of digital download. We're going to talk about how they access that file. Now, there is two ways to do this on Pretty Dashboard, and the first way is going to be through a regular just contact form, and then it will add it to an email list where we set an automation for an email to go out automatically upon them submitting the form with their name and email. They'll get an email with a link to download the file. And the second way is by adding a product, a digital product, adding a file to it, and after they purchase that product or you make it free and they download it, it'll automatically get sent to their email where there'll be a button in their email for them to download the file, and that will be available for about 24 hours after it's sent. So let's go ahead and start doing the first way, which is just the regular form with an email list automation. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new page just so we use a blank page and we're not messing up anything. So we've created the page, but now we're going to go into the emails and the automations tab. So let's head to lists and subscribers, and I already have lists in here, so you're going to want to create a list for yourself if you want to make it, download files or whatever you want it to be, however you want to do it. If it's an ebook, maybe you could just put the name of the ebook, or maybe it's a PDF file of a cheat sheet or something, so you could just write cheat sheet in there, or the specific cheat sheet, because you can have a million lists if you want to. So we have a list already. I'll just use one that I already have. And now we're going to go make the automation. So go to the automation section, click create automation. Let's just do test for now. Yours will be whatever, automation it is for you. If it's your ebook, then you would have an ebook automation and you can separate everything. So we'll add a trigger, which basically just says if this happens, then something else is going to happen. So this is the if. So let's add a trigger. So for this instance, we are going to say that the trigger is added to a list. So when someone submits the form to download the file or the PDF or the ebook or whatever, they're going to get added to a list. And you'll see how I set that up, but let's just set up this automation first and then we'll go in and do the rest of it. So when they get added to a list, we're going to select a list. So I'll just pick one of my lists. So now that's the trigger for that automation. So now when they get added to the list, we will say, then we are going to send them an email. And we'll just put test subject here for the email, and we can start building the email. So I'll just quickly make a quick little email. So it could say whatever you want in there, but we're going to add a button in here. So that way there is a button for the download. So for the link, you're going to add file. So you'll add whatever file it is that you want to use. So I'm just going to put a random file in there just so we have something. So now that file's in there. So we'll save that. And now whenever someone gets added to that list, they will automatically get sent the email with that file. So we've got that all set up. So let's make sure that the automation is live. And I'm not going to do it live just because this is my main website and I don't want this automation. So we'll just not make it live on here, but you need to make it live. So make sure you switch that little button there. All right, now let's head back to the builder and create the form for that automation and that email. So let's go back to that test page that I was using, and we're going to grab a widget from the widget section, and you're going to look at form. So we're going to put form in there. Now you can get rid of all these other things. We really only want the name and email, and sometimes just the email. So it's really up to you. So we'll save that. So we've saved that. So now we're going to go into the settings here, and there's a few things we want to do. So, you can have your form name. You can send a notification to yourself that someone submitted a form, so that way you can go in and check your messages if it's a message form. But for this instance, we want this to send them a file when they submit it. So this could be a pop-up that says, hey, give me your name and email, and I'll send you this free ebook, whatever you're going to do. And so you can have them show a thank you message if you want, or you can have it go to a certain thank you page that you create. You could even put the file on that thank you page if you want. So that's also another option. You can put the file on that thank you page to download, so when they submit the form, they'll be brought to that page and they can download it. So you could do that as well as doing this email thing. I actually would suggest doing both. That way, if someone doesn't check their email, they can get the file right away. Or if, you know, they submit it and then leave the computer for whatever reason and they don't get to that thank you page or whatever, something happens, then they'll have it in their email for 24 hours as well. So I would actually do both. So I would create a page that says just like, thank you, here's the file, put a button or a link and link the button or link to the file. And so you can do that. But what we're going to do for this is connect to email marketing. So we're going to click that list. So that way, when they submit this form, they'll get added to that list, which will trigger the automation that sends them the email with the download. You can optionally tag them and make that an automation as well that says if they get put this in this certain tag, they will get that email as well. But we'll just stick to just email. But you can always add a tag just so you have more information on your customers. So as soon as someone submits this form now, they're going to get put in that email list automation. They'll get added to the email list that you specified, and then they will get sent an email with the download button. Now, as I said, you can also create the thank you page that will give them the download as well. So that's the first option. And so let's move on to the second option, which is done through the checkout and products. So we will head to the store and create a product. And I already have a test product in here, a digital one, so we'll just use that. So as you can see, when you choose digital product, you can add a file. So as it says here, customers will be sent a secure link to download the file after purchase. Every link is unique and active for 24 hours after the first download. And as you can see, you can also add a custom thank you page to this as well. So I recommend doing both. So this will send the file to after they purchase this, or if you make it free and they just enter their name and email, they will get sent the button in an email to download. But you can also, again, make a custom thank you page for just this product. So if someone purchases or gets it for free, you can have that thank you page with the download as well. So I recommend doing both. But for the tutorial, we're just going to do this. So we don't need to really add anything else. I just wanted to show you that this is where you add the product file. So let's go back and let's go put in the checkout widget so you can see how this is going to work. So let's go back to our test page and we will add a new block. Actually, let's make sure it's not in the footer. So we'll add a new block and we will add a checkout widget. So we'll go back down to checkout here and we'll put this widget in, and we don't need to style this or anything. If you want to style it, you can do whatever you want, but for the tutorial I'm just going to show you. So you're going to add that product in there. So test product in the checkout, so that's the only thing that's being checked out in this. So there's really not much else you have to do here because it already is set up in the product to show that when they purchase this, they go through this checkout, they will get sent that button link for the download to their email. And then you also specified that there was a thank you page. If you want to do that, which I recommend, you could have it be so when they purchase this, they will get sent the email as well as they will get sent to that custom thank you page with the download on it. So you can do both. Now we'll just look at a few other settings. If you hadn't specified where you wanted them to be taken for that specific product, you can always add the thank you page here too, but you already did. So if you want to do both, you can totally add it again here if you want. You can allow discounts, obviously. You can make it so it doesn't ask for their address. So all you really want is their name and email, especially if it's free. And again, you can add it to email marketing here if you want to, so they get put into a list. But you probably want it to be a separate list than the one with the automation, unless you want them to get sent like 3 different emails. So I would put them in a different list than the one you have if you're using the form way and this way. But if you're using either or, it doesn't really matter. So if you're using this checkout way, just putting them on the list will put them in the list, and you don't really need an automation considering it already automatically sends them the button to their email, and you can have a checkout or a thank you page with the button as well. All right, again, just to recap on the second way to be able to send someone a file that they purchased or just downloaded is through the checkout widget. So you add the product to the store, you make sure that it is a digital product so you can add a file to it. So after they purchase this product, it will automatically send them an email with the file download, and you can optionally add a custom thank you page with the file download as well. But I did want to just quickly show you one last thing, because if you do the thank you page, I want you to know how to add that file to it. So let's just add an empty block and pretend we're on the thank you page. So we're going to add in a button and we're going to add in a text link just so you can see both and how they both are done. So let's just pretend this is the button to download. So we're going to click on the button, click the little edit link icon, and go to file, upload your file here, and as soon as they click it, it will prompt them to download it. And again, also with text, if you want to just add a link to text instead of a button, add link, file, add the file, and when they click the link, it'll automatically download. So that's what you would put on your thank you page. You know, you can obviously spice it up a little more and not just have a random button, but like a thank you and here's where to download, blah, blah, blah. So there's basically 3 ways to do it, but these are the 2 main ways, the form and the checkout. So this is great for ebooks, for just PDF swipe files, for cheat sheets, for photos, for whatever that you want to send as a file for them to download. Great freebies, but also if someone's purchasing an ebook, they can automatically get sent the ebook through these 2 different ways. And it's just really personal preference. Some people like to have just a form instead of a checkout form, but again, it's personal preference. I kind of like the checkout form because I like being able to see the product picture and, you know, just a little more streamlined, I guess. And it automatically just sends everything instead of having, you know, an automation. It's just one extra step. But some people like just having the form and maybe even just the email thing. So that would be why you would probably want to use the form. If you liked this tutorial and it helped you, please consider subscribing or liking the video, and I hope that these tutorials help you along your Pretty building journey with Pretty Dashboard. And again, Pretty Dashboard is completely free to try for 2 weeks. You do not have to pay a thing. All you do is enter your name and email, and you can start building for free and use all the tutorials and resources that we have in order to do that. We go live every single week on Saturday morning to build a website from scratch. So if you're having issues with using the builder, you can watch that and see how that goes. But that's all I got, guys. Thanks again for watching. Have a good rest of your day.